G'day, Jared from Tyre Review Australia here, and we're at Sema show in Las Vegas, Sema 2019, and we're in the tyre and wheel hall, and we're just going to go for a little bit of a walk around and see what we can see. So let's go this way. So this is pretty interesting. This is Hunter Technology, and they do all of the tyre and wheel fitting stuff. But they've got this little thing over here, which is basically where the car rolls over the top of the sensors, and it can see whether it needs an alignment or whether it needs, whether your tyres need replacing, that sort of stuff. So basically it means that, hey, as you drive onto the forecourt, they can see exactly whether your car needs some new tyres or needs whatever being done. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's go this way and have a look. One of the usually at Sema every year there's like a car of the show, it seems like everyone has to have one, and I think the Jeep Gladiator is this year's car. It came out halfway through this last year, and there's quite a lot of them here, so we'll see how many we can spot. I expect you guys to keep count. So, let's keep going this way. Well, that's Cooper Tyres there, by the way. We've done another interview with them, so checking that out later on. We probably could even link somewhere in this video, up there maybe, or is it up there? Something like that. So Hunter Equipment's got a pretty big booth this year. There's so many different pieces of technology. So if you're a tyre shop, this is the place to come. So Sema, for reference, is actually an aftermarket parts show. So it means that everyone in the USA comes to Sema to basically show off, and it means that they do all of these sort of custom trucks, and they put the most aggressive tyres on them and the most showy components and that sort of stuff. So it's just so much car porn, truck porn, whatever you want to call it, but that's everywhere. This is the Mickey Thompson stand. They've got these incredibly large, aggressive tyres, which are amazing. Apparently you can't actually drive these on the road, even in the US. Let's keep going this way. We've got Maxis tyres over here. Let's go and have a look at them. So you get tyre software here as well, or shop software, I guess you want to call it. So the most interesting thing here, and we'll actually be seeing if we can interview these guys later on. So in Australia right now we have the Maxis Razor MT, which got released 2 years ago, last year, something like that. But they're just about to release, and it's not even released in the US yet, the Razor AT. So it's the all-terrain version of the Maxis Razor. So hopefully, we've just had a long-term test on this one and got some really good results, and that's being released not too long after Sema show. So we'll see how the AT holds up. Hopefully we can get our hands on a set of these for a long-term test as well, and see how they hold up. But I'm pretty excited about these. They're sort of more an aggressive all-terrain, so they've got bigger sipes, bigger voids, bigger channels, good stone ejectors, that sort of thing. But let's see how they pan out for Australian conditions. Go for a walk further this way. So the thing about Sema is that there are so many different tyre manufacturers. So many ones. These guys are from Thailand, Altani, never heard of them. So everyone, more software. Everyone brings different cars to see if they can actually get you into the stand. So if we cruise over here, this is Tyre Co, Milestar, Nankang, Westlake Tyres, Forte, Sendel. But I think this Jeep's pretty cool. Not quite a Gladiator, but hey, there's another one over here. Check out this Jeep. Or these two Jeeps more. So then they sort of divide up this room into basically tyres on one side and then wheels on the other side. And sort of the companies that cross the divide in the middle. So, for example, you've got Amp tyres, some people I've not heard of again, but they might be coming to Australia at some time. Got Westlake over here. Koenig wheels, probably heard of them. It's funny because the car of the year last year was the Ford Ranger, because they only just got that last year. So that through there is actually the only Ford Ranger I've spotted so far. I'm sure there's a few more elsewhere, but you just don't see them. But there's more Gladiators around than you can poke a stick at. So let's come and have a look over here. I love this Bronco. This is an old school Bronco. They're complete with the Fox piggyback shocks or external reservoir shocks. Got the race line wheels on it. Can you imagine just pimping around town in that? So you might be able to see Scooby-Doo down here. We'll go and see Scooby-Doo, shall we? So actually we might be able to see, I think they're just about to fit this tyre over here. So let's see if we can watch something exciting like them fitting this tyre. So this is where you can see all the machinery demonstrations. And, you know, if you're really interested in this sort of stuff, it's the spot to come. There's potentially more struggles going on here than you might expect. Nothing ever goes right when you're trying to demonstrate it. Let's cruise on. So one of the things about vehicles in North America is that you can customize them a heck of a lot more than we can in Australia. So these are all the black Rhino wheels, TSW over there. But the black Rhino wheels also come in these ridiculously huge sizes. I mean, you can literally fit your whole head inside the dish. And actually that sounds cool. I'm not sure how that'll come out in the sound, but like that's huge. And there's so many trucks outside, like F-150s, F-250s, F-350 sort of size trucks that are pimped out on these sort of wheels, and it's part of a subculture over here. But let's cruise on and see Scooby-Doo. There's no Gladiator over there. Work our way through the crowd here. Everyone's taking photos of this McLaren here. Such massive crowds here. It's a pretty sweet looking McLaren, isn't it? So the thing about coming to a show like this is you get a bit immune to flashy cars. Like this car is worth a ridiculous amount of money, but you know, it's just another car. Like, I mean, this is probably one of the more fancier ones, but you've got this, and there's a Ferrari over there, and you know, whatever, and you've got Scooby-Doo stuff here. See if we can work our way through the crowd here. So Scooby-Doo, the monster truck on BKT tyres, they're a agricultural tyre manufacturer. So Scooby-Doo, he's not small. And some fairly serious suspension componentry on him as well. So let's cruise back this way. Everyone here is sort of cruising around, and I guess the idea is that you're supposed to be here to buy things or check out things that might be better for your shop, but a lot of the time people are just cruising around looking for freebies, looking at the pretty stuff. So many people, so many wheels, so many wheels. If you had anything in mind that you wanted to do to your car, you're probably going to find it here. So let's cruise around here. Here's a proper Raptor, which is cool. If only we actually got these in Australia, the F-150 Raptor. This is Greenball. Who's Greenball? What else have we got around here? Oh, so this is the Mopar section up here. So Mopar is the Jeep aftermarket parts manufacturer. It's basically the same company. But check out this truck. Check out the wheels on the truck down here. Like massive steel wheels that just look the part. wrapped in Pirelli tyres. Let's come around over here. There's another Gladiator over there. Another one through there. Another one here. I guess given that this is the Jeep stand, it's probably forgivable. So these halls are massive. Basically, you can go the same again as what we've already come and see a whole bunch more manufacturers of all different sort of parts. Like if you want to, large components, small components, we'll just stop at the top here and have a bit of a look down. So what we've done in this little section is just a small proportion of one hall. I don't think we'll do the walk around for the whole rest of the lot, but really, Sema is ridiculous. It's huge, and we'll try and bring you some samples of some little bits and pieces. So, bye for now.